You've reached Call in Mockery.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Call-In Mockery.
Get ready to get down with us. And then get up with us.
Yeah, because we're coming to you fat and fried, if you know what I'm talking about.
Fat and fried.
That's maybe too low.
Yeah.
Fat and fried.
That's better.
What are you talking about?
I can't hear you. So this is Call in Mockery. It's a show where you call, we mock. You call us at 319-HAD-WHIP-1 or GAD-WHIP-1. Or what did that one caller say?
ISIS one.
Let's give him a call. Buddy, what was... You said... so what was the joke?
The joke was ISIS-1.
Which means what?
Like ISIS.
Okay. Thanks, Mark. God, what's going on this week? Well, first we do have to apologize.
Of
right?
course, many apologies to all listeners for...
Well, a lot of things go into putting together the Olympics.
Oh.
There is... You want to make people excited about the show, right? Put together some sort of... Like, we want Buffo numbers. We want people to see what our country's all about. So we were a little surprised that they asked us. We said, we know you guys are comedy guys. We said, thank you so much. But they said, Je répète, je dois les opening of the Olympics of the Olympics. And first of all, I can't even hear them because I'm looking at that Olympics logo that they have, right? Looking at the
5 rings?
The Paris one. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's got the Rachel, and it's got these smoky lips, literally. So I'm looking at that. I'm barely hearing what these Frenchos are saying.
They're talking about like a blue guy. They want to...
Right, and I say, we're going to make a blue guy. We're going to make him naked. They said, what? They said, no. They wanted to do a sort of genie. I think they were trying to do like... Robin Williams has been,
Yeah.
They wanted to show their love for their favorite.
Robin Williams, he's been in the news a lot recently.
Another thing we learned about Paris.
Another thing.
They get news a lot slower than us because we're so far away from them.
Yeah. They didn't realize that...
the whole Robin Williams thing just got to them.
Yeah.
So they're processing that. We're watching their grief in real time.
And they were like...
We're then reprocessing ours. Yeah. It's this whole thing. Then we're like...
They were like... Please, no... And thank the Lord that nothing has happened to Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, and we're like... Yeah, because you want them to have their whatever.
You find that out in your own time.
They're still...
We don't watch his show or know anything about him, but surely we will before it's too late.
And when we do find out when it's too late, we'll start posting quotes online as if he was our favorite chef of all time.
He was more of a life coach to me.
I loved him.
But, so they asked us, they said, make a man blue, put him naked.
Yeah,
and they said, well, we didn't say that. And we said, I know, I heard you. You said, put him blue, make him naked.
Well, because we're in this big room, right? So we're like...
What? You said to make him blue and naked? No!
Make him new and...
and shake him. Make him new and shake him. So we apologize. We put the naked blue man on the table.
We did not realize that all of you... half-witted, ideologically driven buffoons would be so upset.
And for that, we apologize.
What are you pulling up? We apologize for making him blue. We're sorry if it offended you. And every day,
We'll say we're sorry for making the Olympics bad. We're sorry.
So that's our apology. You're not getting anything else out of us, though.
That's the last you're going to hear from us on the subject. Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Well, now that that's out of the way. Oh, that's right. I'm so parched from. So you've made your decision, it looks like.
Well, is that okay?
Well, I think we should say, so we've got Liquid Death is what we're talking about if you don't watch the video.
Yep. They've been sitting out now for a couple hours.
Yeah, they're a little.
But they still feel ice cold. That's the Liquid Death thing.
Do that. You know the Pepsi Cool or whatever that they did recently, where it's like Pepsi with a touch of cold.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, the fridge. I don't really know what they did.
Or it's like how some beers are like, it's ice cold.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah. If it's cold. If it's cold.
Yeah.
Or wasn't there one? There was like a beer that I seem to remember that was like there's a little triangle on the can that turns blue when it's perfect temperature.
Yeah.
It's like, just put it in the fridge and it'll be fine.
If you know, like, well, I'm probably gonna want this in like an hour. It'll be cold.
Yeah.
If it doesn't turn blue, there's more of an issue with your fridge.
Yeah, you should call someone.
You should have one of those indicators just for your fridge. Hey, Culligan man.
God, I wish you had a way to change your voice into something funny for that.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Well, so you picked a flavor, but what I was gonna say is I was just gonna make up because we sometimes like to try new flavors.
Yeah.
If I just said one of these, let's say it's cream soda, and one of them's grape, which one would you want?
Probably the cream soda.
Okay, so I would leave me with the grape one.
What would you choose if you had your druthers?
I would probably pick the grape one.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So,
but I wonder what those flavors actually are if we said them.
Well, hypothetically, I would choose the cream soda, but in fact, I picked. Whoa, mine's actually unparallelable.
Yeah, I said grape. This is just an arbitrary name that I gave my Liquid Death just to help us pick. But if I look at what the actual flavor is under the surprise label, it's close. It is a fruit. It is convicted melon.
Whoa, that sounds pretty good. I'm actually really happy with my unparallelable. Whoa. Liquid Death, you've done it again. You even made the little sound of your thing pop scary. And that's what their whole thing is like, how do we make people scared of drinking water? Well, first off, you should have put a little green guy or a blue guy rather. That would have really freaked out a certain segment of the population.
But we loved it down here.
I bet you did.
Oh, we loved when you made that guy blue and you put him on that table. It's making fun of Dionysus. We don't like Greek gods down here.
And it wasn't making fun of him, though.
No, it was actually
honoring
them.
But that's good that we got our apology out of the way. We got our Liquid Death opened, and it's ice cold. So good. But Joey, we have to ask, what's up?
What's going on this week? My man. Hey, I got a coffee shop story that's going to blow your lid off. I can't even wait.
We're going early on the coffee shop story. Yeah.
By the way, do you know there's a permanent Ren Fair village just about 2 hours loogie of here? It sounds like you did. You're getting ready.
That's my loot.
Ta-toy.
No, I did not. Where is it?
Des Moines.
Oh. Permanent?
Yeah, it's at Sleepy Hollow. So I think we'll be making a trip there. Maybe we'll do an episode there.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
Let's see. Charlie Horse talked about that last week. Oh yeah. Coffee shop story.
That's what we're looking for.
Coffee shop stories. I had to go to my bank, and right next to it is a Dunkin'. It's late in the day. I said, I'll get a cheap little coffee.
Yeah.
The little one, I think, is like 10 ounces. It's not even 12. Just an interesting fact if anyone gives a shit. But I drive around. I go through the little drive-through, and I say, 1 coffee, please.
Yeah.
Black coffee. Because if you don't say you want it black, they put the cream with the sugar. So I say, 1 coffee, please. And he says, pull around. I pull around. The person in front of me gets...
Pull around. I pull around.
I pull around.
Okay, so you
So
pull
I pull
around.
And right as I pull up... Right as I pull up to the window, the arm comes out with the coffee. He's got it ready to go.
Yeah.
And he hands it to me and then just turns. And I'm trying to hand him my card, and he says, don't worry about it.
What?
He says, just don't worry about it. And it wasn't even like, I like where I thought, hey, maybe I'm looking good.
Yeah, you
I've
look
got.
kinda-
You see my shorts right now.
Yeah,
right?
I
He
see
looks at-
much more than your shorts.
He looks down into the car. He's seeing that I'm in my, what we call our SS
It looks
era.
like the full Plath family down there.
So I say, "Oh, really? Oh, thanks.
Oh,
why?
yeah.
And he just like, and just kind of does the, I'm giving it to you. I'm being nice.
Yeah, just shut the hell up and leave.
Right. So then the door, his window shuts, and he goes back to playing Minesweeper or whatever. Or if he's like the Barnes and Noble employees, where you're not supposed to do anything except play games on the computer, where they're like, you get to play 1 game. Did you ever work in the bookstore section?
No, I was too valuable.
If they made you work register
Uh-huh.
at the B&N,
Register.
you got to play a game on the computer.
Whoa.
That was like, if a
Loss
customer like
prevention?
pisses all over your head, what are you supposed to do? And you click, ask them to not tell you it's raining. Like tell them about that the book Annihilation just came out with a new cover. All this, like all the options of what you're supposed to do. Call them. Most of them are call a manager,
Sure.
but you'd get to be entered to win like
Oh.
a Rubik's Cube or $500 or something.
Yeah.
So they let you play a game. Then they found out actually people were playing the game too much. The game they've asked you to play. So they said you can only play it once a shift, which then you're left with nothing to do.
Yeah, you just stand there.
So he's doing that at Duncan.
Gotcha.
So my question is, are you then scared to drink it? Because I was.
You kind of sound like, you know what you sound like? Not to... remember a few years ago and there was some stuff going on, and then there's the video of a cop
Yeah.
girl,
Yeah.
and she's like crying because it took a little bit longer for her McDonald's order.
Yes.
You kind of seem like that.
I
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. But maybe you should, because maybe the freaking horse doesn't have all of its teeth. You're getting a bad horse.
yeah.
Well, not a bad horse, just one that doesn't have enough teeth.
You got to check those teeth out.
But no, I'd be a little worried because it rings a little scary.
It's like 6 p.m. So I just feel like I'm there when most people. I feel like most coffee places I go to, they used to just be like, just keep brewing it all day
All
until
day,
we
no
close.
matter what. Nowadays, they're like,
After 2,
you don't need coffee.
yeah,
So they're like, yeah, he's probably just giving you. It was probably from noon.
right. So I think I was getting the bottom of the barrel.
The dregs.
I'm constantly concerned that I'm just getting cafeza'd. Like if I'm there too early,
Yeah.
then I'm getting the Cafiza water.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm just worried about any place I go, they're gonna kill me. But I'm like, why?
You're paranoid.
I think okay, so he gives
Well,
it to me.
I'm seeing a paranoids right now. How short.
Well, so did he, which is why I thought I was getting that free.
yeah.
Maybe that's what he was like. All right, just
Yes.
yeah. It's
He's like, hey, I saw the Olympics opening. I don't need to see it at work.
it's the equivalent of like pulling up to the drive-through and they roll the window down and I tell you, I'm like, are you recording? You're like, yeah. And I'm like,
Can I get one? Coffee, coffee, coffee. And can I get two?
hash browns, please. And then they go, wow, that was really good. And you go, a cake pop. Can I get a cake pop too?
Speaking of that, you know that guy who does that?
Yeah.
Who like gets access to all these celebrities and like Kamala Harris and stuff. He just goes up to them and is like, and he's not, the joke I guess is that he's not a good singer. It's just funny that he's singing something
Yeah.
at a celebrity and they don't know what to do with it. Wouldn't that be so annoying?
I hate that stuff.
It's not funny. And then I just read like the guy who sings to people is just got a talent agent in Hollywood, and he's gonna be like he's repped by the same guy as Brad
Bruno Mars.
Garrett. It's like UTA just signed the guy who sings to people on TikTok, and you're like, what?
So what do you?
What am I doing?
Yeah, you either have to be talented or
The dumbest, most worthless piece of shit on earth.
right. You just have to do something so annoying and stupid, and then you go up and be like, "It's 2024, Kamala, you are my president," and it's kind of like, I guess he's trying. And then they have to be like,
And they're like, very nice.
or you kind of know like this has to be a joke, so but you have to play along because if it's not, then you have to apologize for being rude to the guy that can't sing.
Yeah.
And it's just wasting everyone's time.
And if you're laughing at that, turn off this podcast. If you like those videos, turn this off.
We typically don't take political stances, but if you're one of those people that watches those or God forbid shares them to your story,
we don't want you.
We're done with you. We're happy with the fans we have. We're happy when they buy our merch or don't buy our merch.
Don't even vote.
I love my ear.
Don't even listen. I have so many listeners. I don't even need you to listen. Okay? Don't even try to listen.
We love it. I call it. We love it. We love it. We love it calling Mockery fans, don't we? Don't we, folks? We love our calling Mockery fans. I'm one of them. I'm not a calling Mockery fan. You guys been watching this stuff with Trump?
Who's that? Anyway, so you
Junior.
got the coffee at the store. He gave it to you for free. You think it was
Well, then I can't
poisoned by
enjoy
the
it because
Chemex
it's
cleaner.
either I think it's either Chemex. I think he's given it to me. He's sort of done the put $1 in your windshield so that when you go and grab it, I guess there's like anthrax on it. So you pass out, then he comes up and gives you kisses all over your body. I think he's gonna follow my car as I slowly start to like drift off the road. He's gonna be like, "I gotcha." What happens is really nothing. Like the coffee's fine.
Yeah.
I think their coffee's good. It's better than
Dunkin'?
better than Starbucks by
Duncan, I'll go. I have a little Wednesday routine, and almost every Wednesday afternoon, I will stop at a Dunkin' and I get their freaking cold brew.
yeah.
That cold brew to me is kind of the best cold brew in the city.
For a while they were doing some different roasts too.
I like Dunkin'.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm sorry to say it. I know I'm a
like Dunkin'. We like Dunkin'. And then you got these other Scooters. You go to Scooters, it's more expensive than Starbucks, tastes worse, and then they tell you scoot around.
Oh boy. Can I ask you a question?
They tell me to scoot around. I'm not a child. I hate these places you go and they're like, chicky, what you dinky?
Oh man. Can I say this? Well, first of all, if you get a regular coffee at Scooters, is it like $1? Have you ever gotten a regular coffee there for a while?
Not for a while. The one time I did, they gave me a hot chocolate. And I didn't realize until I was like almost to my destination and I drank it and I was like,
Because unfortunately, they have also scootered us.
yeah.
So they've put a Scooters near our casa. You can sit inside of this one though. It's not. It's mainly a drive-through, but there's a place to sit. So I walk there on my daily walk. I said I'm going to try to get there because it's like all uphill.
Sure.
So I get there and I order a cold brew, but I see their price for a small coffee is like $1.
Really?
And then I was like, I guess even though it's like terrible, I would probably still pay more to go to Casey's. Like for the 40 cents. Like the $1.40 to get a small Casey's coffee or whatever. And I mean, what is it at? Even the cold brew at Dunkin's not that much.
No, it's the cheapest.
So
and
just go there.
Yeah,
I can't. When people are at the Scooters, I just can't.
I occasionally, if it's my only option, I'll get an Americano from Scooters because I feel that everything else is way more expensive.
The cold brew wasn't bad, but it was like $5 for what is. I drank something out of the fridge earlier that tasted better.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you what it was.
I saw you getting that out of my fridge, and I was mad.
And speaking of customer service, where they say, can you, we'll have that to you in one scotcheroo. I went to Culvers, and I'm starting to think there's something as being too nice.
At Culver's?
At Culvers. I mean, most of them are kind of normal, but the one I went to was like, I walked in, and no one was there getting their order taken. Like, a lot of people were outside, sure. But I'm the only person walking up to the counter, and someone goes, hi, welcome to Culver's. I'll be right with you to take your order. And I said, okay. And as I'm still walking up to the counter, someone goes, welcome to Culver's. And then another person turned around and went, welcome to Culver's. And so I was like, and then I said hi to the first person. So the next person, you go, oh, hey.
Yeah.
And then someone turned from the drive-thru. It goes, welcome to, and I was like, yeah, hi. And then a fourth person comes out to take my order, and she's like, welcome to Culver's. What can I make fresh for you today? You know, can I get the veggie burger? I know you have to make it fresh because I'm the only person that orders these. So I order it, and she's like, I'm going to be putting some freaking lettuce on that. And I go, okay. And then they go, all right. And can I get a name for that? And I say, Joey. And she goes, Jerry? And I went, yeah. And so then she looks at me dead in the eyes because I pay, and they go, all right. And then looks at me right in the eyes and goes, I'm going to have that made fresh for you. And smiles and didn't break eye contact with me. So I was like, okay. And so I go to sit down. They finally bring it out to me, and they're like, looks like I've got a veggie burger over here. And I was like, yeah, that's mine. And these are all different people. I've talked to 4 or 5 different people. And she goes, is this yours? And I was like, yeah. She's like, is there anything else I can do for you? I was like, well, while you're asking. No, so I was like, no, thank you. Then I've got my headphones in. I'm reading something that I'm supposed to be working on for this ding dong over here.
Nice.
They can see I'm doing something. Guy walks over to my table, and he's like, hey, I'm listening to something. He's like, how's it? He says something. So I go, hey, what's up? And he's like, is that good? I was like, yeah, man, it's good. My mouth's full. He's like, is there anything else I can get for you? Which they do sometimes. But I'm like, I've never thought of, like, if it's a napkin, I can get. And so I'm like, no, I don't think so. I'm good. Thanks. About 3 minutes go by. Another woman, a different woman comes up to me. She's like, is there anything I can do for you? I was like, no.
Can I ask? So this was earlier today?
Yep.
You're wearing those shorts? It's the shorts, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to be one of those, it's your fault for wearing that. But it's your fault for wearing that.
I think it is.
Everyone's got their eyes on
Is there anything I can do for you? And one guy called me Santa. I think that makes sense because he wanted to sit on my lap.
Oh, yeah.
But then I felt bad because that guy asked someone else, can I do anything for you? Anything I can get you? And they handed them their empty, like, custard thing for him to throw away. So I'm
he
like,
wanted your trash.
Yeah, I wish I would have said. I wish I could have asked him for help with something better.
They're just, I think no one goes into a restaurant, or it's not even a restaurant, a fast food place.
Yeah.
But it's the finest fast food place. No one goes in anymore. So they're probably like, don't know what to do.
We've got one.
A customer.
What can I do for you, sir? Money.
They're all like that.
Yeah.
I think this one is maybe being run by to no fault of their own, loves Culvers. And they're like, it was founded as a franchise where it's customer first. So every person is supposed to, like, salute you when you walk in. I'm fine with that. But it's like, I can be in a Shields and I'm on floor 2 and somehow someone, like, has asked me if I need help. And everyone else in the store now knows to leave me alone. You get the one person that has asked you, they've clocked, you've been asked.
Yep.
I can do whatever I want in that store and no one else asks me a question.
Yep.
They all see me getting asked.
You need something? You need something? No, I ordered my food. I thank you.
They see me looking at the birthday cake custard thing, which is an entire concrete mixer with a cake pop on top. And I'm like, that. I think they saw me taking a picture of it because I was like, that's crazy. And they're like, is there anything we can get for you?
So crazy, it just might work.
They look me up and down. They say, we see you've brought your own cake pop, but is there anything we can do for you? And I go, yeah, small stick. So That's my Culvers story for the week.
I love that. I don't have a Culver story, but buddy, I've got a movie theater story in that I went to the movie theater.
Tell me about those chimichangas.
Well, first off, I want to say, have you been to the Marcus Theater, a Marcus Theater chain, recently in the last couple weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because of Long Legs.
Yeah.
Well, okay, before Long Legs and now before the movie I won't reveal yet, they do, obviously, Greg Marcus does his little shtick where he comes out. And at first, you know, when he first started doing that and they started changing all the theaters locally to Marcus Theaters, you're kind of like, this guy, this son of a bitch. Now I'm kind of like, I like this guy. I think he's funny. He's on TikTok now, and I see that he's in on the joke that he's a doofus.
Which is all I can ask for from a millionaire at this point.
Yeah, he just wants to make. He calls their little promos or commercials. He calls them trailers. He's stupid, but he's our idiot. You know.
But have you seen the one where the guy walks past and takes a picture of him because he's a celebrity, and he's like, "Let me see that." And it's the craziest. He looks like he's so short. I was like laughing out loud at the theater.
Yeah. So I think over the years, I've turned the corner on old Greg.
They sell blankets with his face on it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get one.
Pricey.
For Christmas.
Pricey.
Yeah,
but,
I figured. But
$50.
I want his dad's blanket.
Yeah. It's even more obscure.
Yeah. Anyway, now the one going now is him say he's in the bar at the Marcus. And that's why I wanted to ask you, because I don't think the one you go to has a bar.
No.
But so they're probably not showing that there. But
I guess not.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
I was wondering that because it's like he's at the bar and he's like, I hope you enjoy your movie. But did you know after the movie, you can go enjoy a drink and dinner at one of our bars. Our bars think of them as a classic American sports bar. You can come, enjoy the game with all your friends, and eat and drink and be merry at one of our sports bars. Just imagining someone going to the movie theater, not for the movies, and just walking past the ticket booth to go to the bar is sad.
I also feel like those...
No one's working there. Also, every time I go to the theater, completely empty. There's no bartender. No one is in that area.
I have to imagine the prices are inflated.
Of course.
Right? It's not like whatever a beer is at your local watering hole. They've got the like Dylan's Candy Bar prices, right? Where it's like $8 for a beer or whatever.
Yeah.
Like a stadium.
Yeah, it's stadium prices.
So why would you do that?
Right.
And then like you're meeting your friends, like you're parking at the cinema, like so far away.
You want to go to the Marcus Cinema for drinks after work? What are you talking about? You want to catch the big game at the Marcus Theater?
Well, and I did go. I went to your theater to see the extended edition.
That's right,
Lord of the Rings.
And we welcome you at my theater.
Thank you so much. And a guy walked in with a brewski, and I was like, "Where do you get that?" I got to sit through a 4-hour movie. I want to fall asleep. So he walks in and I was like, where'd he get that? And I noticed behind the counter, they sell alcohol, but it's in like the weird aluminum bottles and stuff.
At the concession stand.
Yeah. So then I saw someone went to get another one. And you have to, like you said, you have to leave. You're not just in the movie theater. So you have to leave the movie theater.
Go
to where you buy tickets.
Yeah.
Go into your own little area. And you're left to like run there because they went in the middle of the movie, like need a refill.
Yeah.
So they run. They have to go order like a whatever Budweiser from a 14-year-old, and then go like past the ticket person again, run all the way down the hall.
And they probably have to call someone over because I swear to God, no one is ever there because they know. And no one's going there.
You're not hanging out. It's not an airport,
right?
Like if you're getting a beer, it's like you're doing it to watch the movie.
Yeah.
So, and if, God forbid, you want a mixed drink, I'm sure that person is like...
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Because you're going to go order a Manhattan at the movie theater or whatever?
Well, this time, so after the long legs, I was like, now I'm more aware of it. So now I was checking. They have seasonal or like promotional drinks for what big movie is out. So on the little sandwich stand out front, it's like the Deadpool Rita or whatever, and it's like $16, and it's like red and black alcohol mixed with sugar or something. You're like, ugh. And then it's like the snicked Arita.
Yeah.
And it's yellow and blue alcohol
With sugar.
But this is what was interesting. So that I've never seen someone at the bar, whatever. Then I go to Deadpool x Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine? Deadpool or Wolverine?
I don't know. You saw it.
I actually don't. I
I think it's Deadpool and.
Yeah.
They're not versing. They're not Kong.
They're not timesing.
They're not being Kong.
They're not subtracting or dividing
It's
by.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, Deadpool, they're funny movies. I like them. But
you raised your voice.
I think if I'm in the right mood, I like them more than if I'm not in the right mood. Because there is a sort of the Bo Burnham cynicism of like a corporation making fun of the thing that you're sitting there watching, knowing that you like it, but also are okay making fun of it.
Starring a guy that owns a cell phone company.
I don't care about that.
I do. It's just more. He's rich.
I don't care about that. But
That's how they get you though. You don't care about it.
Yeah.
He wins.
He's already won. What am I gonna do? Anyway,
That's what I mean.
yeah.
You've given up. It's sad.
Well, anyway, so yes, but I like those movies, and Wolverine, of course, I love Hugh Jackman. Logan, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's like a perfect love letter to that character.
It's a perfect end. Well,
it's a perfect end to that character. And then, of course, the big thing with this movie is you're gonna desecrate the beautiful ending to the. It's like, well, but it's fine. It was Hugh's idea. We've come to find. He called up Ryan and said, "I'd really like to be Wolverine with you and Deadpool in a movie." And Ryan said, "Yeah, of course, I'll do that."
Yeah, ever since I saw the first Deadpool, I was like, it would be really funny to see these guys together. So, hit me back.
Yeah. And they're like best friends in real life. That's kind of cute. I like all that stuff.
Hey, Ryan, just checking in again on if you wanted to do. I saw you did a Deadpool 2. I'm really looking forward to getting on the screen with you. If there's anything I can do, I'll get back in shape. Hit me back. Beep.
Now, I did have some trepidation, as a lot of people did, going into this movie, saying, because of Logan is sort of a perfect movie, perfect end to that character. Hugh, perfect send-off for Hugh, all this stuff. But then I'm also of the mind of like, they're gonna do it again somehow, some way. It might as well be on these guys' terms.
Right.
He wants to do it.
Before they bring in a new guy to play Wolverine.
Yeah, they're gonna do it. Might as well let Hugh have another year of fun filming with his best friend. He just got divorced. Let him have his fun.
Yeah.
So, and it's been a few years since the last Deadpool, so I think if this type of movie comes out too often, it doesn't hit. Like, you can't be self-aware that much all the time. And that's, I think, what the problem with the MCU at large is that they've all tried to become self-aware. Like, the Thor movies are like, isn't it crazy that Thor is funny now or whatever? And you're just like, no, it's actually not. It sucks. You suck at making movies now. But Deadpool, he can do that because that's the character. And it's in the comics. And I don't really love the comics. I haven't read much of Deadpool, but not my favorite.
I've read some bad ones.
Not my favorite because it is kind of, that's what it is. Like, it's kind of diminishing returns where it's like, okay, so like the good time, and I think the movie version is my favorite version because especially that first one is like, it's showing like a real guy hiding his sort of actual emotions behind his humor.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the sort of meta self-aware he's talking to the audience thing. That works. It's funny. At that time, superhero movies were huge, and it was kind of a fun, like, I'm making fun of them, but I also am one. And then the next one was kind of the same thing. It was fine too. I mean, I don't really remember what happens in that.
I don't either.
So this one, okay. The MCU's down. People are turning on Feige. Everyone's against the Marvel cinematic machine. And now they're bringing Deadpool in.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I liked the movie.
Wow.
I liked
brave
the movie.
words. But this, like, everyone, like we say, everyone, because everyone is like annoyed with them.
Uh-huh.
But then this movie has the 7th biggest opening of all time, and like,
Yeah, because I think real people outside of the film world are like, oh, I like Deadpool.
Yeah.
Oh, Wolverine's in this? Holy yeah, I love. And then they
Yeah.
go to the movie and enjoy it.
which I wish I could do.
It's good. Here's what all of the things that Marvel has been getting wrong, in my opinion, of like the multiverse, where, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but you kind of know that's what, because he's with Wolverine and Wolverine is dead. You kind of, in the trailers, you know he's going to find Wolverine. Anyway, so I'm not spoiling anything, but with the multiverse thing, they've been trying it like every movie and every show, this different, and it just has fallen flat, where it's like you're not doing enough or you're doing too much, but it's meaningless. This one uses the multiverse well. This is sort of the best version of it that I've seen so far, other than I guess Spider-Man No Way Home, which I liked a lot when all of them came out of the little hole together, and I said, that felt good. This didn't quite reach the heights of that movie emotionally, as far as like that one kind of paid off.
I would
those
be
other
shocked
characters.
if it did.
But it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and I think it does all of the sort of cameo bullshit that pisses you off. It does it, but it does it well, where they're not cameos. They're characters in the movie. And it's kind of a nice send-off for all of the 20th Century Fox X-Men movies that we all grew up loving. It's just kind of it's actually better than I think. It's better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, my trepidation was, is it going to be worth him coming back? I mean, to me, when they announced it, it felt like too soon.
Yeah.
To be like, I'm hanging these up, and then less than... I mean, I was also surprised when I realized how, like, it's been 7 years since Logan came out. Because I was like, he just stopped.
It's been quite a while.
But it came out, like, the year... Like, Logan came out the year between the first two Deadpools.
Yeah.
So it's basically been the same amount of time since we've seen either character.
Yeah.
And then they're bringing him back, which, whatever. But I was like, is it going to be worth... Like, is it worth it to do what... As I was talking to you before in private, to do like an MTV movie spoof that they show before the award show, like look who's back! Look who came back from the dead. He's like, okay, bub.
I would say that's what I was worried about too, especially given the sort of like Doctor Strange. Did you see that Multiverse of Madness?
No, I saw the end of it for some reason. It was on like a TV somewhere.
Sure.
And I was like, what is this? And then there's like a big cameo thing at the end. I was like, oh, this is the end of... So I saw the end of it and haven't gone back.
Like that.
But I understand.
That's the sort of... And they've been doing stuff like that where it's just a guy shows up and then it's like immediately, diminished by what happens next. And you're just like, well, then why? I mean, but that's the whole thing with comic books and multiverse and all that crap. So I get it, but also...
Well, it's because in comics, they can kind of go... Like, every movie has to be an event now.
Yeah.
Where it can't just be like... That's why the Spider-Man one felt a little like it paid off. Because the other ones had been smaller scale. Yeah. And then you kind of get, hey, I need some help. But it's still not like the Avengers coming.
Yeah.
But now everything they do is like... wouldn't it be funny if someone came in from a different?
Yeah.
They just whatever.
Well, I think with Doctor Strange's, and they only like in Doctor Strange they go to like one different multiverse or whatever, and you don't even see like it's the multiverse of madness, and you show me like 2 different places, and they're not that different than real life.
That's all I could think of. Sam Raimi.
Yeah, it's like you're the freak. You can't think of another freaky place. But this, I guess they just have more freedom also because it is still kind of up separate from everything.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, yeah, you can do whatever because it doesn't ultimately matter. But it kind of does, but it doesn't. Anyway, point being, I was worried about all that because, like I said, Thor has become a spoof of superhero movies, which, whatever. And kind of they've all taken on that tone where they're like, isn't it kind of funny that we're being superheroes or whatever the fuck? And but you can't do that in your serious movies.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have... Anyway. This did it better than I thought it was going to. And it's just so good to see... When you watch Hugh Jackman act... And I like Ryan Reynolds. I think he actually could be a very great actor. I like his shtick sometimes. I think it works for Deadpool, but I think
he's gotten a little too cozy, where you feel like
probably.
you can't do anything outside of that.
I think probably.
Because everything he does is sort of Deadpool now. It's like, well, that would be weird, wouldn't it, little girl?
I think so too. But he has a few, I guess, more earlier in his career where he was doing different stuff. You're like, this guy can act.
Yeah,
like
Van
he's great.
Wilder.
Van Wilder.
You know, I thought was good the Amityville Horror.
He's great in that.
He's great in that. His shirt's off.
That movie Buried, where it's just him in a coffin for an hour and a half. It's great.
But I mean, if people like if you do the thing and you're like,
Yeah.
hey there, little buddy, kind of like a nasty Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, like why wouldn't you make that your whole thing?
Yeah, of course.
But that is like in those Mint Mobile commercials, that's what he's doing. He's like, you don't like when your cell phone company takes your money, do you, sweetheart? And you're just like, well,
Yeah.
we're not like the other guys, bae. You're like, ooh, more.
But then you watch Hugh Jackman acting, and you're like, this guy's incredible. And it did just make me want to go watch Logan.
I was going to see it. I had a talk with the woman with whom I live, and I said, do you care about Deadpool, or should I do this by myself?
Uh-huh.
She was like, no, I'd laugh.
Yeah.
Like they are funny.
Yeah.
Even though it is sort of there's something about it. It's
Sure.
a little meme culture, like the whole chimichanga thing, which is not in the movie. I know.
It's not.
But I'm just like, that's what I was like, dude, I want to see it because I want to see Wolverine.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, yeah, but I don't know. It's like, So I went to look for tickets and it was like sold out everywhere.
Everyone's seeing this movie. I talked to people who I know don't like any of this type of thing, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to that this weekend. And I was like, oh, really? Why?
Yeah.
And they're like, because it seems fun and my family wants to go. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess that is a reason that most people go to movies.
Yeah. It's
Not-
yeah.
Freaking a-holes like us.
Yeah,
who are
me
like,
being like,
but what's the point? Because if it doesn't...
well, that's why they make these.
Yeah. To go with the ones you love and enjoy yourself.
Is it raunchy?
It's a little raunchy, ladies and gentlemen, but it's
don't
great.
know.
It's great to see Hugh. There's a couple scenes where he gets to really act, and you're just like, that's the good stuff.
And because the movies, from what I recall about these Deadpools, is that what they're called?
And he's funny, Hugh Jackman.
But they can switch well.
Yeah.
Like when something happens and then Deadpool's like, no,
Yeah.
Margaret.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, oh yeah, it is still sort of based in a reality.
Yeah. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of heart. And it kind of made me say, maybe we could all just enjoy ourselves again a little bit.
let's make us enjoy ourselves again. What do you give this movie?
We should put a hat out, like a red hat that says,
Yeah.
"Let's make us enjoy ourselves again."
Mm-hmm. And then on the back it says Colin Mockery.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll have that up on the Bonfire merch site by tomorrow. I give the movie, I say 7.5.
Okay. Out of 10. Chimmies.
Out of 10 Chimmy Beamers with extra guave, I give it a 7.5. Because it does, I mean, at the end of the day, I was like, does it reach the heights of any of the other, like the great ones? No.
Mm-hmm.
But it's certainly the last, basically since Endgame, or that last Spider-Man movie. This is the best one.
I've
For sure.
sort of checked out. I don't think I've seen any since the last Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I've been doing my part.
Yes, which we appreciate.
I've been doing my part to keep up with all this crap. Star Wars is taking just the biggest nosedive ever, and it continues its downward trajectory. And I still just keep going.
I meant to ask you, but we're going to be out of time.
About what?
The Acolyte.
You meant to ask me?
Yeah. I was going to be asking you about The Acolyte.
Did you watch it?
I watched the first episode.
Okay. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.